everybody's physically, if not emotionally prepared,
Yes.
we'll commence doing something. Session 45 or like 49 if you're like starting from the short thing. That's a lot. That's a lot of D&D. Especially we spread it out over like years.
Yeah, and what have we actually been playing in real time? Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, I think it's more than 2 weeks. I think it's a whole month now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I did think we were going to be farther along in the Faerunian calendar by now, but we are who we are.
This is true.
Have y'all guys have y'all been watching the Mighty Nein animated series?
Yes.
Yeah, that's been fun.
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed. I mean, I was always obsessed with campaign 2, but now it's just like doubled down, fed the fire of just like being obsessed with campaign 2. It's my favorite.
Well, I never really got that far into campaign 2, so I didn't know any of that backstory about Caleb, and I was like, whoa!
Whoa. You didn't get very far because I think that was like episode
No.
18 is when he starts dropping those bombs.
No, well, if they did, I don't remember. I'm currently halfway through campaign 3.
How are you liking campaign 3?
I am loving campaign 3.
It's fun.
I just think Laura Bailey is fantastic, and her Imogen character is just a delight.
Yeah, and I love Laudna, and I love Chetney,
Yep.
and I love Fern.
Fern, yep.
Yep, they're my favorites. Okay, so derailed with CR obsession. That's because I'm trying to figure out what the hell we're doing. So I noticed you guys, we kind of at the last minute, like after I closed out the session, I doubled back and said, oh yeah, by the way, you found loot. And it's all still in your party inventory.
Oh, okay.
So check the party sheet inventory for those items. They included a bomb. And it included, yeah, one of those.
I thought bill milk. There's a bill of material. Like in work mode.
Well, I think a bomb would either be, well, with one of you two guys.
Don't look at Kai. He's weak. He can't carry anything too heavy.
Maybe Kai needs the safety goggles. But there's a potion of fire resistance. There is Kyodom's ointment, which is Healy, but I think it also does something like cure disease or poison or something. Burns. I don't know. Clears acne. It does something else other than just heal.
I mean, I was thinking the bomb, if it's like a ranged attack, that Yelena would probably have the best chance with it.
Speaking of ranged attacks, there is one of those pistols with some bullets that were used against you so handily by the gunslingers.
I mean, I wouldn't mind taking that if I can use it, because I'm out of javelins, so I currently got nothing for ranged
I
attack.
do not enforce, at least not for this, I'm not enforcing any kind of martial.
Which I've been eternally thankful for, because I have these moments of, I should probably be keeping track of that.
Look.
Crap.
Look, I mean, you're just using regular arrows. The only arrows I keep track of are the ones that are magic.
Yeah.
If it's just normal ammunition, that stuff is cheap. You're not level 1. I think you have like 5,000 arrows in your backpack. It's ridiculous.
Probably.
So I'm never going to consider you out of normal ammunition. But it's just like a feature of the tabletop virtual simulator.
Well, in that case, it's up to you guys. Does anybody else want the gun?
Why don't you take the gun?
But those bullets are a special item. The bullets to the gun are a magic item, so you'll have 15, and once those 15 are out, you might need to like get or have anyone who's alchemy inclined make more.
Right. So can I get Kai to make some? Does Kai need to have a bullet to investigate how it works, or?
Yeah, he can do investigation. I'm assuming like if you have it, he can like spend some free time analyzing it.
Then Kai would like the safety goggles and some heat-proof gloves.
So just drag stuff. You can drag that stuff into your inventories from the party sheet,
Right, I'll do that.
and
Do
it
you want
will
me to take the bomb?
slowly disappear. I think the bullets are going to be annoying to drag because you can only do them one at a time.
One at a time.
What you could do is just update the number on your character sheet, I think, and then we can delete the others. If that's faster, I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, hang on.
This is an instance where you want to like right click or control and click and type in the number you want to grab.
All right, I've moved 15 into my thing, but I can't remove the 7 that are left in the party sheet.
I will remove the
I'll
ones on
take-
the party sheet.
I grabbed the bomb. It says you can set it in the trap too, so it looks like we could just put it down in some place if we have
Yeah, I mean, I think you
Scenario.
could set it off remotely with like your arrows or something, if you
cool.
if you felt like it. I think that's possible. There's also like, okay, so there's still one pair of heat-proof gloves. There's the ointment. There's the mystical dried fish, which I think was commented only heals 1 hit point, but that is enough to keep someone from being dead.
Do you guys
And-
mind if I grab the ointment? Because I don't think I have any healing.
There's the potion of fire resistance and then the earth glide elixir.
Right, well, I've got a mystical dried fish already.
I'll take a dried fish.
So Yelena's grabbing the ointment.
I'll grab the fire resistance potion.
Makes sense. Where's Earth Glide?
I'll take the earth glides just to hang on to it.
Yeah.
That leaves behind one pair of heat-proof gloves. But hey, maybe just don't, rob everything from the safety kit in the office of the steam factory. You leave that one token thing.
Yeah.
Like, don't eat the last dumpling. Don't take the last drumstick. But last session, I didn't make many notes about last session. Partially because I kind of was a slacker in listening to last session. But it was just a continuing combat. Pretty much.
I can tell you what I put.
So y'all were just fighting.
Yeah, that's pretty
At
much
the
what I
very
got.
end, you were like running through a tunnel, which was super exciting. Roll to walk in a tunnel. In initiative order. But last session, you continued to battle drow and goblins and an earth elemental within Orbal's steam factory. And as the cultists discovered this tunnel leading to the engine that powered the fort's life support and its surface defenses, the party kind of raced, but like in a really turn-based mode to not only avoid disaster, but to survive like the sweltering powerworks, because after the coolant system was destroyed, the heat kept rising and you guys were taking some incidental fire damage that threatened to kind of kill some of you. So that was a little bit nerve-wracking. I think. I mean, I got the impression it was a little nerve-wracking. But you prevailed in the fight, which is very important. And Orbalbar seems safe for the moment. But everybody needs a long rest. You had opportunity to take a short rest at this point. I don't know if any of you got to like use your hit die to do some short rest kind of healing.
Not last go round. I know we did that at one point.
Yeah, I can't remember if you did that before we came in here. I mean, I'm not that wounded. I've only lost like a quarter of my hit points, so...
I'm going to pretend Lord Jomont is resting up and he has...
Well, Yelena's in bad shape, though.
Yeah, Yelena, you have hit die, I think, that you can spend to heal yourself. You have 6 left?
Yeah, it looks like it.
I could do a cure wounds, but I've only got 1 level 1 spell slot left.
Yeah, are we able to take a long rest, or are we in a position to do that?
You're being taken to meet with Captain Painbringer. So you haven't been given a real opportunity to take a long rest yet.
Couldn't we get Grona to do her?
Oh yeah.
Was it Grona? No,
Oh, yeah.
Farah.
Somebody, yeah,
Farah.
Farah. Farah could do
To
her
do-
healing prayer or whatever.
Yeah.
Prayer of healing.
Let me find it. Where is it?
I mean, that's a good call. Is that use cleric to actually do some healing?
Yeah.
Use the hireling to heal
Prayer
the
of
party.
healing. Yeah, prayer of healing. 10 minutes, and each regains hit points equal to 2d8 plus 4.
Well, if you want to roll that, 6 creatures.
6 creatures. So who needs health?
I mean, I will take some healing if it's
It
available.
looks like exactly 6 creatures have taken damage.
Can are we assuming that we're all in the same space?
Yeah, you're all in the steam factory, and what's it?
Yeah, just assume we've all
after
come
the
back up
battle.
from the tunnel.
Right. Okay. Roll on Elena. Is that all right? Did you get some? Yeah. And then Terel. Who else needs hit points?
Jomont. I mean, can you do it twice to Yelena?
No.
Only once.
No.
Then
Farah needs some healing, so I have a feeling since she's casting it, she'll heal herself.
So what's that, 4?
And then Zammy and Singe Marstein are the only 2 people left who need any healing.
Where's the other one? I don't know where the other one is.
Was it Zammy? She might be upstairs. Just roll it in the chat and I'll change her. But she's not on the same map you're on.
Oh, I don't know what happened there.
She's almost healed.
I think it gave it to Faerun again. So you'll have to take it off her and give it to
I'll leave it. Point is, everybody but Yelena's in pretty good shape right now. Yelena's the only one who has major wounds still. So you've been summoned to report to Captain Painbringer, leader of the fort's remaining defenses. You also, in kind of looking, scrounging around the steam factory as the battle settled, you've discovered information hinting at the direction of Yelena's old friend, Moldy Marstein. He's now needed for repairs at the fortress, both to correct the damage that Lord Jomont did to the service defenses, as well as repair the stuff that has been damaged at the steam factory. His notes point toward he building an arcane alien detector at his mountain observatory. So that's where he, like, his sister Zammy believes he went to his mountain observatory to build this arcane alien detector, which you found some blueprints for. And he also mentioned having an encounter with an aberration near Henge Canyon. And both of these places are within the Grey Peak Mountains, like Orlar. It's the evening of the 27th of Marpanath. Like, you're so close to getting out of this month. You're really close. Which is, I think, technically October in the Forgotten Realms calendar. You've wiped off the worst of the blood, you've gathered the bodies, and the pack of rabid squirrels have returned to Terel's cloak to nest. You've had a little bit of a short rest. You've gone through the loot, leaving behind that single pair of heat-proof gloves.
Yeah, well, Kai only needs one pair.
The Dwarven heroes who you commanded or controlled during this last combat are trailing along with you, but it's mainly Zammy and Singe kind of leading the pack as you march through Fort Orlbar. And you've gotten a chance to like see some of the aftermath of the assault on the Dwarven city. You see like resolute faces among the dwarves, but they are caring for and collecting their dead, and there is a lot of damage within this place. But you march through the city, or you're escorted through the city. After a while, you meet up with a familiar figure, that of, I'm not sure you had his name before, but he was the lieutenant who first met you at the gates of Orlbar and escorted you through the town before. He is the Lieutenant Starin Whetstone, and he looks very tired. He now has like a very large kind of cut across one cheek. It seems to have been patched kind of with field dressing. There's new dents in his armor compared to when you saw him last at the gates to the Underdark, where the siege first began. But he recognizes you and he gives a little grunt and he's like, you're still with us. Captain Painbringer will want to talk to you. She's in the war room. And he joins the coterie of you and the dwarves and Lord Jomont. And you just pass through another hall and kind of cross a bridge that seems to be over a tributary of the kind of lava flow of molten metal that flows throughout this town that is built within the Grey Peak Mountains. There's a large set of doors made out of a dull metal. They are pulled open by two dwarven guards with a slow creak. And as these doors open, you see a very large, impressive room. And it is full with mainly dwarves. Several of the number are in armor, but there are also some that are not. There are some that are in some like finer costume and dressed kind of suits, like doublets with kind of like the trappings of fancy, I'm a fancy knave kind of thing. They have weapons with them, but they have not seen any action. There's no clear sight that they have been used recently in some of the people in this room. But in the center of it, you see a dwarven woman of impressive stature for a dwarf. She is heavily armored. She has a helmet kind of at her side on this large round table that contains several maps. Kai, do a history check. You're not quite sure what the map is of, but you do suspect it's the Underdark. Just because the lines are like wibbly wobbly, it looks like caverns.
Okay.
And given the current situation, you're like, well, if there's caverns, it's probably beyond that gate we were first fighting at. The woman is wearing heavy armor. It has as many dents and scratches as the lieutenants at this point. And she has blood all over her. But based off of the number of wounds that are apparent, it's probably not her own. She also looks tired, but she's currently talking in a fairly loud voice and seems to be arguing with some of the finer dressed dwarves in the room. And she looks stern somewhat and worried. She pounds a glaive on the table in the center of the room by this map. And she says, they're using elementals to tunnel through the stone. That means we're not defending against a two-fronted assault anymore. They could attack anywhere. What's reinforced by metal, they attack with explosives. The time has come. We need to take an assault to the Understone outpost. Put them on their heels for a change. And there's a dwarven man, one of them dressed up in finery, and he's kind of scratching at his elbow, and he rolls an eye at her statement and her urgency and says, perhaps cooler heads should prevail. We should negotiate. Given my sister's prolonged absence and certain demise. And the soldier woman, she interrupts and she's like, there's nothing certain about Lady Orbal's fate. Yes, the drow may treat their prisoners as fodder for the spiders and worms, but they also use them as labor. These may be earth cultists, but there's no finer stonecutter than Liesel. She's useful. She is not necessarily dead. I say we send the rest of the soldiers, we send an attack party, and we launch a final assault against the Understone. And the arguing continues. The finer dressed male dwarf is arguing that they should try to negotiate and not leave the fort defenseless and surrender if necessary. And you, through this arguing and discussion, you perceive that the soldier lady is Captain Painbringer, in charge of the defenses. And the man who seems to be centering the arguing with her is known as Kral Greyfane Orlbar, the Untapped. He's basically the brother to the missing lady who is in charge of the fortress. And he's kind of pushing to be put in charge and have his sister declared dead. When there's like a lull in the arguing, Zami Marstein steps forward and she's like, Captain Painbringer, we have defended the steam factory, and I've brought the strangers. I don't know what to call you people, who helped us defend it. She kind of like ushers to you guys and brings the captain's attention to the three of you and Lord Jomont. At this point, you notice that the Skald who vouched for you, was Handsome Moonsilver's connection, who kind of got you into Orlbar. He's in this room, and he gives a little wave, and he gives you a thumbs up, like as if to say, you know, thanks for not making me look bad. You did a good job. But now all eyes are kind of focused on you.
Well, does that mean we have to say something?
Just wave. Hey.
I can picture Terel saying, does this mean we have to say something too?
Yeah, probably. She would. That's exactly what she'd do. I just and then just look at the captain and say, "We're glad we could help."
We thank you for your assistance. Are you willing to do more to assist?
You see, I wondered about this because I can't remember what we've done with Lady Belladonna.
You've left the caravan was camped out at the foot of the mountains because of the stone giants that are currently have a stone dam built
Right, and there was
that
some
has
stuff that as well there.
yeah that's backed up the river and has flooded a big section that the caravan can't pass. So you came to
Right.
Orlbal trying to get like help from the dwarves to like clear out the stone dam. I think.
I mean,
I
that's
think
kind
that's
of
what
why
you
we
were,
came
you
up
were
here.
about.
Wanted to see if we could get some help from them.
And to check out and see if you could find this moldy Marston guy who Yelena knows. Had sent some cryptic messages about like, hey, aliens. I found the aliens are back.
All right, so I guess it depends on what we want to do. Do we want to say yes, we'll help them some more, or just go find Moldy, or
I guess it's sort of a case of what this is what we're here to do. We're here to find Moldy, and we were also looking for some help with another situation, but maybe there's some exchange we can do here.
yeah, I suppose if we say that we've come up here because the caravan that we're guiding, protecting, has been stopped because of these giants.
So you explain your situation that you were looking for moldy Marcine, but you also have the situation with the blockade that's been created by stone giants, and you were looking for some assistance with that from the fort. So you kind of make like, okay, these were like what we were here for. And once the captain hears that, or once everyone kind of hears, you say this, Zammy does pipe up. Zammy Marcy pipes up and says, we do need to locate my brother, Captain. The damages that have been done to the surface defenses and to the fort itself, they need to be repaired if we're going to have any hope of defending it. And, well, my brother's the type of person who could maybe find a workaround for blocking the tunneling through the stone. Shielding the entire fort. We need him to do that. But that could take time to fetch him, I suppose. He's, possibly at his observatory? At least that's the next step to find him.
And how far away is this observatory?
It would be, a good day, I think, to get there. Maybe more. Maybe a day and a half. You aren't really familiar with the mountains, so it might take you a bit longer. To find the path if you're keen on going there. And then the captain says, all right, that is important if we decide to hold. But this attacking the Understone's outpost. If the Lady Liesel is still alive, she is exactly the person who could help you with your dam problem, working with the stone, breaking it down so it doesn't cause more problems than it solves.
Yeah, and Lady Liesel's the one that's missing.
Yeah, Lady Orlbar. You gather from the discussion that she was taken a good week ago in one of the raids.
Okay,
That
why would they have taken her for a reason, or is it just like
was
a
during
general...
like a skirmish that happened at during a skirmish that happened on the mushroom farms, which I think you probably heard about this like 2 months ago. That gate that you first defended led into the Underdark, but there's kind of like a middle section, a no man's land that was like on the outskirts of the fort that were several chambers of mushroom farms that the dwarves maintained as a food source. So they had soldiers stationed out there beyond the gates, protecting the farms at times. And there are times like groups of soldiers and people would be like working with them and inspecting them. And any mining that the dwarves do would happen beyond this gate. So you understand that for several weeks, like over a month, there have been little skirmishes and attempts at I keep wanting to think insurrection, but that's not really the word for it. But from the drow attacking them and keeping them on their toes as the drow were like challenging them and trying to kind of pinch point the dwarves into conceding the fort for their use. So the Lady Orlbar was taken during one of these skirmishes. And you gather that there were other dwarves taken as prisoners or to be used as slaves in labor by the drow, that it's not an unusual practice. Or at least Kai knows that that's not an unusual practice.
Right. So options are try and help them get her back, or go find Moldy.
That might.
Oh, go ahead.
Moldy's important, but we've got more people depending on the dam getting cleared. So maybe we need to go find her first. Is there a chance that finding her we'd find Moldy, you think?
You have
By
the
any chance,
impression that Moldy is somewhere in the mountains towards this observatory. That he left the fortress. So he went above ground to go wherever he was going. Whereas the drow and the Lady Orlbar are into the Underdark. Deeper in the mountains. So it does seem to be two diverging paths that you would have to choose from to prioritize.
I guess my question would be, is having Kai with us, would that help facilitate our navigation of that as a diplomatic member?
What do you think, Kai?
Potentially, yeah. I could be diplomatic, yeah.
That means you can't burn anything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it'd help, yeah. Might smooth the way.
I'm just wondering if we can dip down there relatively quickly and then come back and commence with finding Moldy. While Lady Liesel helps out with the giant situation.
Oh, sounds like a plan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you put forth this argument that you'd like to pursue both paths, but you want to prioritize going into the Underdark and retrieving the Lady Orlbar. That is like your priority.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And do you mention using Kai as diplomacy?
Well, I guess it would be sort of obvious.
I mean,
are they having any? Is the crowd here having any reaction to Kai being here? Is there an adverse reaction?
obviously you're half drow, aren't you?
Just
So
to look at Kai, he presents as a high elf. So unless he volunteers that like, hey, I'm like kind of a drow and I could maybe get you guys an inn, they're not going to pick up on anything.
Okay.
Just from him walking in the room. They're not going to make any connection between Kai and the drow. Now, the prevailing feeling coming from Captain Painbringer is she wants to fight back and siege the other fort and bring them down. She's not inclined towards diplomacy with them at all. Just from her whole attitude and presentation of any discussion that's happening in this room so far. It's like the war room on purpose. She's like, I'm going to take it to them and I want to like break them and get them out of our hair. Because we're not going to negotiate with these people. Whereas the Krall Greyfane is like, let's negotiate with them. Let's have a peaceable kind of settlement with them. We give a little, we get a little, and stop the fighting. But we don't have to necessarily be focused on we don't have to be focused on destroying them, but like, let's just stay alive.
I mean, how would Kai feel about fighting Drow anyway? I mean, I know you just fought some Drow, but
Well, I don't want to do anything that's going to upset.
Mum.
Yeah, Mummy Dearest. I'd rather not have a fight with them, to be fair.
Terel, you do a history check.
Okay, hang on. Oh, that's not going to be good.
What's a -1? There's something niggling in your brain from during the combat that you feel like is somehow really relevant. But you can't remember what it was.
I did hear someone call Kai Murderface in the factory.
Yeah. The head baddies seem to recognize Kai. So like scratches at your head for a minute, like, oh, what was that thing? And you're like, oh yeah. They know who Kai is. So is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Is that going to be a good thing with the dwarves? You know, like the dwarves versus the drow. Is this is this strategically advantageous or is it a problem?
Maybe we should go do the other thing.
You do get the impression that like the Captain Painbringer is going to send people, if she can do it, she's going to send some people to assault the underground fortress. And I'll just say there's two ways we can do this. We can like you could do both things and just prioritize the fortress, the drow fortress or the drow outpost, and then go and like seek out Moldy in the mountains. Or you can go seek out Moldy in the mountains, and we can pretend that the Dwarven heroes are like just separately like doing the siege with the Captain Painbringer, and I'll do a couple rolls off screen to see how that went. Or you can take on being the Dwarven heroes again, and maybe we roll up the Dwarven heroes for realsies, and you do the two things separately as two different sets of characters. I don't know. All those things are possibilities. So it's kind of like, what do you guys want to do?
I mean,
there's no wrong answers.
There's just don't know what I want to do.
There's just different things. I mean, just, you know, different things happen depending on what you choose. But none of it's good or bad.
I think we us three should like step to one side so the dwarves get here and just say we'll be with you in a minute, and then like so we know that Kai's part drow, yeah?
Yeah, y'all know.
Right,
I don't know if Lord Jomont knows, but y'all know.
Right, so us three in a huddle. Jomont can piss off.
So like you go off to the huddle. Lord Jomont starts to follow you to join the huddle, and you're like, kind of give him this like, shove off you.
Look at him. No,
No,
stay.
not you, not you. And he looks a little deflated, but he's like, okay, I get it, I get it.
So I guess I'm gonna say, Kai, one of those drow seemed to know you in the factory, and I heard him call you Murderface.
Right.
Is the whole going to the Underdark thing going to be a problem for you?
Well,
Do you know these drow? Do you recognise them?
I haven't been to the Underdark for a while. I don't think.
7 months,
Yeah, 7
which
months.
is like 18 years in the way we play.
Yeah. So, I don't think I recognise any of them. But I wasn't I used to hang out in unsavoury places.
And you know that your family was kind of a big deal. Like your nan is like a high priestess of Lolth, and your aunt is like has some kind of outpost in Skullport in Waterdeep. And your mom has all kinds of plots and plans, so she has all kinds of connections.
Yeah. So are we talking about going down into the Underdark and starting a war?
Well, I mean, I think the drow have already started. Well, either the drow have started it, or this has been going on for. We don't know how long this has been going on for with the dwarves, because dwarves like to hit things, don't they? I mean, if these two are just constantly on each other's borders and they're just constantly fighting, then it's just an ongoing thing.
And you realize though that there is a earth cult element to it. That these drow are aligned with the earth cultists the cult of the Black Earth. And that whole understone situation with that powder that was being mined in or that was you first encountered in Succumber way back when you first encountered exploding powder.
Yeah. So we think the drow are working with the cultists, or a part of the cult, or something's going on between them two.
Yeah, because this, like the gunslingers, they were shooting at you and the bombs were getting thrown around, and that all uses what seems to be this understone powder that you first encountered in Succumber.
Right.
So you know that whatever this understone business is has ties to the cult of Black Earth. So you do have there is evidence that this is not necessarily drow society proper. This is a particular subcult, or at least ties to a subcult that the rest of drow would probably not approve of because it's not worshipping Lolth.
All right.
Kai's got cold feet.
What, the guy doesn't want to go?
Does he need to borrow Yelena's socks of well-restedness?
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I think excuse me. There's something about those socks of the well-rested, Yelena, related to short rest. Like you might have healed extra. If you rolled any hit die, I think to heal you might have healed more because of those socks.
To see what we were doing.
I'm so confused. I can't remember all the stuff that y'all have.
That's all right, Navakoi.
None of us can. So
right. So when you say Kai's got cold feet,
Kai's nervous about going into the Underdark and going to this Understone outpost, is what you're saying.
Kai doesn't want to get in trouble with his high-powered super duper female relatives.
Yeah.
But even if you think that she would be pleased about you chastising the drow who are not worshipping Lolth and are siding with some sort of weird human cult.
I thought these drow were the ones siding with the
Ones that
Black
had
Earth.
attacked the dwarves.
Are we not conversing
Have-
with them now?
Kai do an insight check, maybe? Or, yeah, an insight check for Kai.
Kai's not got a clue what's going on.
Oh, dear. Yeah, an 8 is unfortunate.
Right, I'm lost. So we're talking to dwarves about battling drow who aren't worshipping Lolth. Is that right?
Yeah. You're talking about battling drow that are not worshipping Lolth.
Right. Okay.
So,
I'm with you.
These are
Any
the drow that we
drow-
should start off.
So any drow who are not those drow are not going to have a problem with it. They'll actually be happy about it.
Right.
But
Okay.
any drow that are those that are part of the Black Earth cult, that you know, might have a problem with you. And because of your insight check, you don't know who is who at this point.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
You're clueless.
Yeah,
You just have that instinct that you don't want to be in trouble with the women in your family.
Yeah. 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 Kai's gone into panic mode because he doesn't know what would be the best thing to do to
So-
stay out of trouble.
The guy's like, "Maybe we should just go to the mountains and like leave them to it."
Yeah.
All right, Elena, your thoughts?
Maybe. All right, so we've got the caravan. Do we have time to go back into the caravan to let them know what's going on here?
Sure, you could bop back to the caravan. It'd take you about like half a day.
And then what would how much of out of our way would that put us to go into the mountains? Are we better off just going
That
into
would-
the mountains now, or-
That would add about a day to like pop down to the mountains and come back. Because you're going down, you'd have to go down to the foot of the mountain. So it's kind of like that trek you made where you had that encounter on the hanging bridge and stuff like that. On the way to Orlbar.
Nobody here has any messaging methods.
I don't think we have, do we? But I mean, could we not get the dwarves to send a message down to them?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Yeah. Could do that.
Roll a persuasion check to see if you can convince them to send a runner.
Oh my god.
Good.
Roll 2, Yelena. We're going to make it a group check.
Okay.
So you have 1 failure and 1 success. So you'll be the decider.
No pressure.
All right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
We suck.
So even though Kai puts forth a compelling argument, Yelena and Terel, you kind of interject at different points that just kind of throw off the patter of his convincing argument to send a runner down the mountain. And ultimately, the captain's like, no, we cannot spare someone or a group because we're not going to send one person. There's random groups of kobolds and flying creatures and different cultists who are trying to guerrilla attack anyone who's going down the mountain. For safety's sake, I either need any available soldiers to siege the outpost, or I need them here. Are you under any concern that your caravan is in danger?
I think it's more that we need to let them know what's going on.
I would say that they're better off not knowing what's going on than we are knowing what's going on. Learning what's happening isn't going to make them safer. Do you think you have people in your caravan that would come up here and assist us?
Was there a reason we left them down there instead of bringing them with us?
Well, you know that the caravan cannot wheel. Well, you didn't think it could wheel all the way up the mountains. Can't cross the part that's flooded. It's kind of a blockade where the water is flooded right now. So it's basically a few individuals at a time, like using rafts to cross the water. Or, I mean, Lady Bellafana could get there easy enough because she has access to her wyvern. The water cultists could probably get there without much trouble because, water cultists. But the caravan, the wagons themselves, they're pretty much stuck. So there'd be like maybe individuals you could get up the mountain, but not the whole caravan. And you would essentially be bringing the entire caravan into a war zone, which I don't know if Lady Bellafana would go for that.
No.
Well, no, because in the point of the people we've gathered with the caravan is to take them, in good health and, mobility to go and build stuff in wherever it is
Parnast.
we're going.
Yeah.
Parnas, yeah. So we don't really want to kill a load of people or get them maimed or whatever.
Or put them in harm's way.
Yeah, I just don't want them. I don't want to disappear for days on end and them not knowing what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
But what did we? Are they packed up somewhere? Are they camped out, or are they just making their slow way to Parnas and we're just off doing whatever? And
They're
They
part.
can't get past the. They
because
can't
they-
get past the.
Yeah, they can't necessarily get past the flooding.
Okay, so until something's done to clear the flood.
Yeah, like I think Lady Bellafana would have to break down and let the water cultists like build some kind of barge or something to get people across some of the water, and even then they'd have to contend with the giants. So she's not in any hurry to do that when you left her.
Okay.
And Sprinkles is just there chilling. I think she was emotionally traumatized at some point right before you left her behind at camp.
Well, I think, all the people we've got with the caravan need to stay with the caravan because they're guarding the vulnerable of the party. And yeah.
So you're still talking in your 3-person huddle, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So shall we say we'll go find Muldy to bring him back to do repairs?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
After much discussion, we feel like this is the best use of our time.
Best use of your skills.
Everybody out here. Yes.
Your particular set of skills.
A very particular set of skills.
It's just making me laugh.
He's hoping we start rolling a bit better.
It doesn't mean we can't do anything else after we find him, but that's the order we're going to do this in.
Yeah.
Are we settled then?
I think so.
We're off to find Muldy.
Yeah.
Off to see the wizard.
All right, then.
To the observatory.
Maybe we just beckon Jomont over at this point and say, look, we think we're going to be better off going to find Muldy to come back and do the repairs to the fort. Are you okay with that?
Of course, if you think.
Or do you want to go back to Bellafana?
Well, I could do that too. What do you think is the best use? How can I assist?
Sure, we could send him back, but
Is he useful in any way?
Not according to Terel, but
I mean, he did help with the trap things, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
But is it going to be useful in the mountains or wherever it is we're
he's
going?
like a hireling. You know, you get a hireling in the DDO and you use him to distract all the bad guys.
Yeah. I don't know. We could take him, I suppose.
Yeah, I just think
Yeah.
if it's just the three of us, maybe we could do with a bit of extra.
Are we taking our extras as well, or are they doing something else?
they're
Well,
going to be headed towards the siege on the outpost.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's let them do that.
All right. So we're all good with that, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
But we could do with a long rest before we set off anyway.
Yeah, that would be nice.
All right. So
Then I guess we turn and tell them that.
you turn back to the captain. There's been more arguing between the captain and the crawl, the untapped heir, about. So you see that there's like some disarray amongst the leadership, but at the moment, the tide seems to favor the captain and her idea to attack the outpost. But there are some grumblings, like she doesn't have the absolute support of everyone in the room. But she tell her the decision that you would like to go to the mountains to find Moldy and retrieve him so that he can build up the defenses of Fort Orbar, to repair what has been damaged, and perhaps create some defenses to protect against the stone gliding, earth gliding abilities of the earth cultists that were displayed during this last assault. And that brings some acceptance and a little bit of bolstering to the captain's side of things. She's like, good, because if you can do that, if we can have defenses in the fort, that will undermine the Krall's argument, she says to you privately. If you can make as much haste as possible, it is appreciated, and we appreciate your assistance, strangers. I understand that it was not necessary for you to lend your skills and weapons to our fight. And Orba will not forget, and I will make sure that the lady knows when we have rescued her. Consider yourselves our honored guests. Rest, and we'll see you off on your journey in the morning. Any supplies we can provide out of what little resources we have after all the siege are certainly at your disposal. Good luck. Lieutenant, see if you can provide them with a map to the observatory. Are you familiar with the Grey Peak Mountains? She asks you.
I'm assuming not, but unless anyone's done anything to the Emerald Claw out here, Enclave. I've forgotten that as well.
Emerald
I
Claw.
don't think so.
The Emerald Claw Enclave. We're mashing up
3
worlds.
people. Emerald Enclave, there we go.
For that, I'm gonna have Yelena, maybe you should roll. What shall I have you roll though? If that would be a history or if that would be
History?
survival. Let's do a history roll.
Okay.
See if you've ever had a job in the Grey Peaks before. Alas, you have not had a job in the Grey Peaks before. Most of your work in the past as a scout for hire has been to the west in the Desserin Valley. So none of you are intimately familiar with the Grey Peak Mountains. Let me roll for Jomont. Maybe he knows something. Maybe he's useful at something. History, so that's an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
he rolled a 17. So he kind of, he's a bit hesitant to say it, but so I have traveled through with a small retinue during my journeys this past year. I'm not overly familiar, but I do know a few byways and some of the wildlife. Perhaps that will be helpful.
maybe.
I do some mountain climbing in my spare time. He's very awkward. Perhaps I will be of help.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Are you done? So quick, and we can do long. We haven't done time to do a
so
long
you
rest
guys
and
get to
head out.
do a long rest, and I will do a
Cool.
long rest for you guys. Long rest has been awarded.
Woohoo!
I'm gonna remove all of the people from the combat tracker who are not you guys, including you, Hot Pocket. You were no use to anybody. Hot Pocket underperformed the whole time that Hot Pocket was here.
But he looked cute.
I know. I was really excited about a kangaroo defender, but it didn't really work out. I rolled terribly for the kangaroo defender, and he failed at everything. He was like worse than Lord Jomont, and I was very disappointed. So now it's the four of you. Lord Jomont is the sprinkles in this equation.
Wow.
Only you like sprinkles, so it's different. But you've had a long rest. You get your fill of ale if you want it. And otherwise, food is a bit of rations and whatever you have on you.
Kai
And-
can summon a pie.
All right, Kai can summon a pie. So, Kai, you can summon your daily pie. What flavor of pie do you summon?
What do we want? Sweet or savoury? We want something nutritious, don't we?
Sure.
Let's summon a chicken and mushroom pie.
Ooh. There are also quite a bit of mushrooms that have been prepared in different ways. There's like mushroom jerky that's available. There's like mushroom coffee and all anything you can do with mushrooms. Basically, the dwarves are doing it with mushrooms, and you think even their meal rations are kind of like this weird dried fungus kind of flavor to them. So when you summon up your chicken and mushroom pie, everyone in the surrounding, all the dwarves surrounding you are pretty impressed because they like a good bit of pie with mushrooms in. There are oohs and ahs. You also have the opportunity to ask for some supplies if there are particular things that you feel urgently about, to see if they might have them on hand.
I can't think of what we would ask for though.
Do we need any mountaineering equipment?
Yeah, we're
Oh.
gonna need to climb.
Ropes and stuff.
That's a good
Pitons.
point. It's possible you're in the mountains, you might need to do some mountain climbing.
Of course, I can fly, but
That's true.
Right, have we got any rope? I'm not seeing any of mine.
No, I think mine's been used. It's gone. Oh no, sorry, I've got rope.
Yeah.
50 feet.
You have
But
to
I don't have
have
any.
rope in it.
I don't have any pitons rope.
We'll have the superior ladder of excellence, whatever it's called.
Oh, we do. I've got the bag of holding, so
Yeah.
that's got
Kai's super
rope in
wonderful
it.
50-foot ladder, extensible ladder.
Yep, the ladder, crowbar, box of turquoise animal figurines, which I'm sure will come in helpful.
Could drop them on people.
Yep.
Is it snowy in the mountains?
At certain elevations, and the more north you go.
What about where his observatory is then? Do they know how far up it is? Presumably they do.
Well, you're giving kind of like a makeshift map, which I kind of intended to draw one, but then I didn't. It's like one of those things. And you get the
Yeah.
impression that, yeah, it's definitely at least a day's climb. And in this map, they don't make it perfectly clear exactly how you cross between some of the peaks. And when you ask, like, Zammy about it, she just kind of shrugs and she's like, it's pretty obvious once you're on the path.
All right, but is there a path all the way there, or are we going to have to do some like climbing, proper climbing?
Oh, yeah. Well, we take advantage of natural steps, etc. And you might have to, if you go to the Henge Canyon, that's about half of a day to and fro, kind of off of the path. But you've trekked over ground before, right? You're adventurous, so, you can adventure it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be a challenge for you. You seem pretty handy. I forgot she must be Australian, I think. You seem pretty handy. That's not Australian, but you get the gist.
So we reckon we should be all right then, maybe.
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing I was bothered about. If we needed any climbing gear.
Well, I reckon we could make stuff up if we
Lord
needed.
Jomont asks for a climber's kit to cover you guys, just in case. Since he hears you guys talking about it, and he's like, oh, can we have a climber's kit? Just in case. And then he asks for a potion of healing. So they give him 2 potions of healing, like little baby ones.
Okay. I've got. Well, actually, I've got a potion of greater healing, but the number's gone. So I'm wondering if I actually used that last time. I think I must have done.
I'm making a note, so don't mind my awkward silence.
So I've got a potion of healing, the mythical dried fish. I've got a healer's kit if need be. I've obviously got lay on hands and stuff again. Oh, I've got a firebird feather, which while holding allows me to tolerate temperatures as low as minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, that's
I don't know where I got that from.
You got that at the wizard's place, at the wizard's tower, when you set the
Right.
when you set the firebird free from its cage. It gave you the feather as a boon.
Okay, well that could be handy if it does get really cold. I mean, that sorts me out. It's not good.
Lord Jomont explains to you the part that he knows about the Grey Peak Mountains is more to the north, because the tippy toppy of the Grey Peak Mountains aren't that far from the Rovan Mountains, which are the mountains that are closest to where you grew up, Terel.
Okay.
I say that, but it's probably not the name of the mountains. I probably got it wrong. It's on the map. But that part is traditionally more snowy because it is farther north in latitude. But this far south, and you have a certain, I wouldn't say proximity, but it is not super distant. The hotter parts of where the Anarok Desert begins. In places, the Anarok Desert is practically on the other side of the mountains.
Yeah. Right. Looking at the map now. Okay.
So
You know what?
there's
We've
different
got the
sorts of
ability to make
geography.
fire. We've
Yeah.
got Kai, so
Yeah, he can heat you all up with a fireball.
yep.
Oh, and Yelena, since you had a long rest, you can roll a d8 with your socks of the well rested to get your temporary hit points. Seven temporary hit points. So I think that means it's a good time to do a little adventurous break. And when we resume, it'll be the morning of the 28th of whatever month this is. Hey, the
But
Marpenoth. It's the 28th of Marpenoth. Y'all have made it through another day of the calendar. We'll get past this third week eventually.
sometime this year. Well, no, not this
Not
year.
actually. You've gotten a day
No.
ahead this year. You've at least passed a day in game. So that's an accomplishment. But I'll see you in a few minutes and we will
Yes.
head out into the
Okay.
mountains.
Okay.
All right, back in a bit.
Right, cool.
Right. If everyone is physically, if not emotionally prepared, it is the next morning. The dwarves are also, you can see them gathering together supplies. People have been repairing their armor throughout the night, but the soldiers that are meant to head out and do a counterattack against the Understone outpost, they were given the space to rest up, and their wounds were healed with what supplies the dwarves have left. And other artisans and people who had skills that were applicable did the work in terms of like repairing any armor or gear and patching things up and helping them prepare for their attack. But in the morning, you're offered the meager breakfast and foodstuffs that they have for breakfast. And then the lieutenant, Whetstone, he escorts you back to the surface gate of the fort. And in a rather perfunctory manner, the hatch grinds open like before when you were ushered into the fortress. A retinue of soldiers step out, look around for any signs of danger, and then there's a parting of the ways and you are seen out of Fort Orbar. And hopefully I won't have to say that for a few months because I'm never going to get good at it. It's strange. It seems like it's been a long time since you've been here, and yet it's only been like maybe 12 hours. You recognize like the scorch marks and the large body of the fallen stone giant. blocking the path to the east, but there is a path to the west that is wide open. And the guards see that you have mounted that pathway before you hear the hum of the defenses become active again. At least what remains of the defenses. You all hear the force field, and its thrum is not as strong and heavy as when you first arrived at the fort. Showing the signs of Lord Jomont's hapless interference with some of the mechanisms. And you take to the mountains, and you start a hike. You start a hike over the mountain byways to kind of the west, kind of the north. You definitely feel like you're going higher in the mountains for quite a ways. And much like Zami described it, there's a fairly clear path the way that you're going. At times it is outlined by like wooden planks or metal ingots that have been mounted in the stone surface of the mountains. At times it's just like a little placard on an outcropping of stone of some kind of dwarven rune that marks the way, and you have to use some effort to jump over the rough path and continue where it picks up in a more hewn and polished fashion. But you spend about half a day winding your way. You see a couple landmarks. I'm going to make you guys all suspicious that there's been landmines planted in the path now because of my slip. But there are no landmines in the path, I promise. But you see a few landmarks of like little stone outcroppings that have been drawn on this makeshift map. And you feel like you are going the right way. You still feel like you have a good half day before you're going to reach the observatory. And you reach a point where if you were to verge off and inspect the Henge Canyon that Moldy mentioned in his notes as being where he encountered what he considered an alien aberration, you're at the point where you would take that fork in the path or that detour.
And that's all he said, it was an aberration.
And that's how he decided that there were aliens.
Should we go have a look then, just to see what he's on about?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you detour in this fork in the path, and this fork starts to descend again. And there's more scrub brush surrounding the path, but it is fairly clear and more well maintained than the mountain pathway that you were going on before, at least for the first hour or so. And as you start descending down this path, it's an easier trek because you're no longer going uphill. So it doesn't take quite as much effort, and talking becomes much more easy. And as you are descending the mountain, Lord Jomont decides to talk, and he kind of comes up beside you, Terel. And he says in a voice loud enough that like the entire party, anyone can hear him say it. It's not just for you, Terel, but he's addressing you. And he says, "Thank you, Terel, for saving my life back during that siege attack. It's my 4th near-death experience. Perhaps I'm careless. Maybe fate is trying to tell me something. But I do appreciate it. My father died young, and my mother always lamented it as a tragedy. But I think he had it coming. And, well, I've gone into so much trouble lately. I hope I don't have it coming. But,
Did he say he thought he had it coming?
yes. And he claps Terel on the shoulder. And says, please know that I hold you in regard, Terel. You're a good soldier. Straightforward. Resolute. A hero. And I respect you and your counsel. And I swear I will endeavor harder to spare you the headache of my untimely death. It's probably a load of enclave paperwork, if that were to happen. And he just gives a little nod and he, moves away. Continues the downward trek.
Okay.
After about another hour, the path starts to get scraggly and overgrown. And you reach a point where it's no longer clear what direction you go to continue. You have a general direction, but I want you to all make survival checks to see if you can pick up the path to Henge Canyon.
Not me.
Terel is a little stumped. She's feels like she was bombarded by Lord Jomont talking at her. But Kai and Yelena, they're focused. They're on task. They're, keen eyes, and it's not their first time getting lost in the wilderness. So they managed to pick up after a rough patch, resume a path to Henge Canyon. So a couple more hours of trekking. And you reach a rocky clearing. There are still peaks surrounding you, but you do think that you're a significant elevation lower. That makes sense. I mean, calling it an elevation feels misleading, but you're at a lower latitude. Not latitude. I don't know. You're in a different spot, and there are peaks surrounding you. The gray peaks that this location is known for, it's very clear how they got their name as you enter this clearing. There is little patches of that kind of gray to charcoal quartz stone, just patches in the greenery. And there's a path that kind of winds through. And there's patches of trees interspersed with the rock. But where the hinges is it's the most of a clearing that you've encountered in this trek towards it. Sharing a graphic.
Ooh.
As you look around these stones, everyone do, let's see, a perception check. Kai and Yelena, you pick out, there does feel to see these rocks, they're old, they've been set up, they've obviously weathered and have been here some time. Kai, you pick up that there's probably some kind of arcane energy to this circle, but you're not picking out any kind of specific runes or something that would give you a concrete idea what that arcane energy has to do with. It's possible it's just something very old, like a residue from something that had a function centuries ago. And it may not be something that's remotely relevant at this time. It's just a memory of something past. Yelena with a dirty 20. You notice like a weird vibe about the standing stones as well. But you also pick up sounds of rustling in the trees of the forest patches surrounding you. And you feel like you are not completely alone in this forest, and it puts you a little bit on your guard of what might be near. Terel, you're
I
still, I
can
guess,
do
a little
that.
bit flummoxed by Lord Jomont talking to you.
Yeah.
Um, anyone can do, well, I would say, I'll have anybody, just to give y'all a chance to roll natural 20s. Uh, roll an investigation check to see if you pick up any signs.
All the things that have -1 on my stats.
So
You're
Kai,
doing great.
Yelena, you're focused on these sounds. You're like looking around at the patches of forest, and you're just kind of you're on your guard. You're like signs of anything moving that looks like it is dangerous. You are waiting for it. So you kind of give a half-assed attempt to like find clues of any signs of an alien encounter.
Mhm.
Terrell, you give it a good try, but this just isn't your wheelhouse.
Right.
But Kai, you take out your magnifying glasses, or at least you put on some glasses to make it look serious, like you mean business. And you start kind of tiptoeing around the clearing and brushing around the stones, partially maybe looking for a better clue as to what the arcane energy is, but also just like looking for signs of an aberration. Maybe there's body parts or something. That would be cool. Maybe you could use that for alchemy. I don't know. I should know, but I don't. Um, and with an 18, you come across what seems to be the remains of a creature that is somewhat humanoid in form. But it looks like someone had the same idea that you did. And they've already been at it with a paring knife of some sort of. It's been carved up. So you can't quite tell what kind of creature it was exactly. But there is some kind of decaying dead humanoid that you have found. And it looks like it's a good 6 weeks old. Kind of pretending that investigation check was also a medicine check.
Okay, is there anything left to scavenge of this?
There's nothing left. You've decided that like all the good parts have been taken.
Right.
But what little bits of the skin remain, it seems to be kind of purplish and rubbery.
Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah, you can do a medicine check.
Or a nature check to try and tell what it is?
What kind of check?
Nature?
Nature? You could do a nature check, yeah. You or Yelena, if you wanted to like.
Oh, bloody hell.
Kai wants to do a nature check as well.
Okay, Kai.
Just want to work out what the hell kind of. Oh,
Well,
yeah. Wonderful.
that's not gonna. Sorry.
Right, we know bugger all.
All right. So, yeah, Yelena, you're still like, Kai calls you over and is like,
Very
hey, take a look at
distracted.
this. Take a look at this. You know stuff. You know nature things. You can pick out what's what. But you're still focused on the noises you hear, the underbrush and the forest, the trees that are nearby, and on alert for any kind of threat. But so you don't really pay attention when Kai brushes you over and or ushers you over, and Terel's like looking, but she's like, well, I can't tell what it is, and I can't tell what it isn't. I'm not having Lord Jomont roll for anything. He's just like standing around being useless. Admiring the nice day, you know?
All right, so we've got an unknown purplish, did you say, creature?
Yeah, I
That's
mean
been-
it's decaying obviously, so like the skin is kind of like it seems rubbery. And you're like with the state of decay, that could just be the decay, but it is kind of a odd purple color, like different than what you would expect because it's not like you haven't seen your share of dead like on between battlefields and just an adventurer's life coming across the fallen in different states of decay. And you're like, it's a little bit abnormal. You do pick that up, that whatever this creature was, it doesn't seem like your run-of-the-mill humanoid.
Okay.
But you have no clue of anything more than that, anything more specific, based off of how you've rolled. I just got distracted by a cat. Meow, meow, meow. So as you all kind of like look around this clearing, and Kai and Terel, you're scratching your head, and Yelena, you're looking at the woods. Yelena, you spot a sudden movement, and out of the forest there rushes a collection of beetles.
Aw.
Giant beetles. Did you hear Duncan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with Duncan?
He's been petitioning for like second treats, and
Aw.
he doesn't get second treats for like hours until he has dinner, and he knows this, but he's trying. He puts forth a good argument. He would be like on debate team if he was in high school. He'd do forensics.
All right, so I say, giant beetles.
And I'm sharing a map with you. There are 4 giant beetles. And you guys can adjust yourselves around the stone circle wherever you might be. I don't have any combat music appropriate for this instance.
I'm not hearing anything anyway. Soundscape's not working, so.
I'm not playing anything, that's why. Or if I
All
play
right.
anything, it's just a really light breeze. It's so faint, maybe a little tweet tweet of birds, but it's very soft.
Where was the body?
Let's say I will draw an X on the map. Oh, you just missed a sound from Jasper. He's like fussing too. So there's the body.
Okay, then Terel would be stood probably. Oh, what the hell did I do that for?
Let me see if I
Yeah, I'm
unlock the
trying to
map.
figure out why is it doing the.
Oh, I know why. It's because I did not unlock the map. Boop.
There we go. So I'm just looking at the body trying to work out what the chuff it is.
You're staring at the body.
So, do I have any sense of whether these beetles are gonna attack us or not? I'm assuming
They
that we
come
might need
rushing
to-
out of the forest. You can do do an insight check if you want to judge the disposition of the beetles. Or do a nature check if you want to figure out more about the beetles. What kind of beetles they might be. You're not quite sure exactly, just based off of the coloration, etc., specifically what type of beetles these are. You're not as familiar with the native life to the Grey Peak Mountains as other locations. So they look a little bit different than beetles you've encountered before. But you can roll an insight check to see if you know anything about their disposition, if you can figure anything out.
Okay.
All right. Oh, hey, there's a buzzy sound on the soundtrack.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Right on time. Strange how that queued up. I mean, I didn't do anything. But with a 17, Yelena, you get a sense that these beetles might be fleeing something, but because they're in a kind of in a fight or flight mode, that they are potentially a threat.
Okay, I'm going to. I'm going to come back. Are we in initiative? We're not in initiative yet, right? I can come back around here.
It kind of depends on how you're what you choose to do.
I'm going to sneak back around and just say, hey guys, at whatever o'clock that is, there's some beetles. They look kind of frantic. Keep an eye out and be ready to shoot them if they charge us. But I'm going on the operation. Maybe they'll run by us and leave us alone.
Okay, so I'll get my shield out, but I won't make any aggressive moves towards them.
Right? It's just like why kill something if you don't have to?
Lord Jomont
Sure.
will kind of move behind a standing stone, kind of put it more like between him and these beetles. But he does ready his bow, just in case. The beetles do keep rushing in your direction. And there is a bit of like a frenzy tick 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 ticking. Everybody roll sneak stealth checks. That's the term. Stealth checks.
Well, this'll go well.
Hmm.
I think I'm supposed to be good at.
Wow.
Well,
But it wasn't good enough based off of how you
Okay.
guys rolled. Jomont did not help you guys, even though he rolled better than he should have. So like none of you rolled lower than actually rolled 8, so beats it. So you did meet Yelena and Kai. You were low enough that the beetles just noticed you passively. But if they're actively looking out for threats, they definitely noticed all of you. So roll initiative. Because you've startled the beetles with your presence. They've noticed you, and now they feel like these beetles seem to feel like they are being surrounded. One beetle gets to react before Yelena does. But you had your eye, were keeping an eye out, and you're pretty on your guard, so you've managed to act faster than 3 of the 4. But this 4th one runs forward to get a clear line of sight on you, Yelena, and it spits at you. But it rolls a natural 1, and I would like to get an inspiration, but I don't, because I'm the dungeon master. So it's your turn, Yelena, with a large beetle directly in front of you, spitting. And you did notice that as it spit at you, it didn't look to be like liquid that was getting flung your way. It looked to be like a little ball of fire.
Yeah.
Fun.
There's a scorched patch of grass next to you.
I don't know why I'm feeling like, oh, I feel bad about shooting these guys. I all of a sudden I'm like,
Do you have any ranger powers that help with that?
Oh, wait a minute. I mean, are they animals? Can I speak with them? Are they monstrous?
Do a nature check. I mean, I guess because your previous nature check, you're like, they do seem like beetles. So it would probably depend on like using speak with animals, like what the requirements of speak with animals to work.
It's a V and something S. Knowledge and awareness may be limited by their intelligence, but a minimum beast can give you information about nearby locations and monsters.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll speak with animals and just say, hey, we're not here. We don't want to hurt you.
So you can't speak with animals on the beetle that just spit at you.
Yeah.
And in response, you get like, afraid. Wolf! Run!
What are you afraid of?
Wolf.
Wolf. Okay. All right, keep running. We're not going to hurt you.
There's like this Twitter of antennae, and you hear the beetle be like, friend, no wolf, run.
Okay, we'll run too. I'm going to convey this. Like, apparently there's a wolf. And if these guys are scared of it, I'm sort of scared to see what it looks like. This is probably no ordinary wolf.
Yeah, how big did you say these guys were?
They're like at least 6 feet tall. Beetles.
Beetles?
What the hell?
They're giant.
What's coming?
Terel tries to climb up on top of one of the rocks. How tall are they?
They're like...
I mean, I can fly.
That's true.
So if you stand down, the beetles just keep running.
Yeah, we stand up. Let the beetles run past.
There's this poor little pokey beetle is like me, kind of almost getting left behind by everybody else. A few moments pass, and the beetles are like almost out of the clearing. When a strange wolf form, and it's small, much smaller than the beetles, starts kind of lumping forward, with little tilted wolf head and a scraggly wolf body, and its tongue's kind of hanging out, like it's exerted itself a little bit, but it looks kind of like you know, those like huskies that are like look similar enough to wolves, but they're not wolves.
Uh-huh.
But it kind of has that like little disposition, like I've been running and I'm getting tired, and the little head tilt as it enters the clearing and it sees you standing there, and then it pauses
Is your speak to animal
and it
still up then?
sits.
Do I need to? Can I still speak with animals? Do I have to cast it again?
Your speak with animals is still running.
Okay, so wait, it's the universal translator. I'm tuned in.
So what
I
do you
just
say?
Hi, friend. What's your name?
There's no response. But it just looks at you, and the tongue is hanging out, and it's just panting.
Do I think this is an animal, or do I think like it's some other creature, like a werewolf or something?
Do you have any senses that like help you determine what type of creature something is?
I don't think I do. I mean, I've got favorite enemy undead. Would I know if it was undead? Would a werewolf be an undead? Technically an undead?
I don't think you automatically, but I feel like you have something. I feel like you have some kind of ranger ability that.
Primal awareness. That's like all the beast sense and the speak with animal stuff. Still casting Wanderer. Terel, do you have any sort of detection?
I think Terel has some kind of.
I've got like. Hang on, divine sense.
Oh, primeval awareness, Yelena.
Right, but
You
if that's
can
the speak with animals.
you can detect
primeval.
if certain types of creatures are within 1 mile of you.
Okay.
Mine just checks for celestial fiend and undead, so.
Yeah. So I can 6 miles of aberration, celestial dragons, elemental spades, fiends, and then.
So, you can use your action and expend a ranger spell slot to see if you can identify something around you that isn't a happy beetle beast kind of thing.
Right. Okay, let's do that.
So you engage in your natural energies and kind of crouch a little and touch that connection you have with how you find your way in the world and how you keep on the path and how you communicate with animals. And you hear the wind picking up and you pour over your surroundings. You don't feel that tickle of like the undead like you felt in Zelbras. But you do unerringly feel a surge of something aberrant and strange coming from the direction of this wolf that's just sitting there, tilted head, panting like a happy, tired boy. And there's a buzzing of flies.
All right, so he's not a wolf.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a wolf. It looks like a wolf, but you're getting vibes that this is not a wolf. He's fairly far away, and you're the only one who has a really good look at it because of you being a ranger. And you've been focused on like long distance. And you're the only one who has like a really good sense of like clear look of this wolf. And there's something unsettling about it. And maybe what's so unsettling is that it looks like a wolf And yet, you know in your bones it is not. Or whatever it is, maybe it was a wolf, but it is a wolf no longer.
Okay. Do I think I have any way of trying to determine what it is? Just by looking at it?
You do think you sensed an aberration to it.
What is an aberration in D&D?
Aberrations tend to be creatures that are somewhat otherworldly, from other planes of existence, or from deep space.
An alien wolf?
It's an alien.
Oh god, is this the thing?
Oh dear.
Gemma's heart is moving.
In the time you've been considering this, the beetles have escaped the clearing. And the strange wolf gets up, and he just starts walking forward with his tail wagging a little bit as he creeps.
Okay. I'm going to convey this to everybody that I'm not sure about this thing.
I keep my shield up.
Yeah. I just sort of stay back and I'm defensive.
Lord
I'm not
Jomont.
gonna attack.
Lord Jomont picks up a rock, and he doesn't throw it at the wolf, but he throws it to off sides of the wolf, and he's like, "Fetch!" just to see what happens.
I mean, stick might have been better, but sure.
And there are like no ready sticks. They aren't quite close enough to the trees. But the rock kind of, you see the wolf track it. And there's like this brief second you pick out, Yelena, that it claps its jaws shut, like it's visualizing chomping that rock, but then it just lets its gaze follow the rock and watches as it hits the ground. And then it slowly, in an uncanny way, turns its head back to look at you again.
Do I have any sort of ration I can sort of toss it and see if it'll eat it? If it's interested in any food? Like a crust of bread, a cracker?
You have rations. You have mystical dried fish as well, I think. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think you have a pack of like at least 9 days of rations in your pack.
Yeah, I'd find something appropriate for a wolf or dog or canine and break off a piece of it.
The wolf.
I'm assuming I could still be moving. Or do we have to change? Do we have to go for an initiative?
We aren't in initiative order, I think, until you guys get hostile. But it is moving closer, and now it's like getting close enough that
I'm gonna fly.
You can pick out. You're gonna fly. You're gonna take off.
I'm just gonna rise up.
Hover.
10 feet. Hover, and I'm gonna go a little bit closer. Around here, and I'm gonna drop some food.
You can see the like matted, sticky places in the wolf's fur. That looks like it's been dirtied. And there's like underbrush sticking to it. You drop a piece of rations to the ground, and the wolf approaches and it sniffs at it. But then it sits back on its haunches and kind of licks its chops, but doesn't eat it. And it looks up at you as you hover over it.
Give it some room. See if that puts him at ease.
It continues moving forward. It seems to be moving now in a straight line. And it gets within like 10 feet of like Kai and Lord Jomont. Still a little bit farther away from you. And you're still hovering in the air, right, Elena?
Yeah, I'm still up in the air.
It's getting close to where it would be underneath you directly. But it seems to be moving toward that body that's rotted that Terel was investigating.
Okay, then I step back so it's got a clear path to it. Maybe motion at Kai to do the same.
The wolf moves forward. Circles the body. It lets out a bark. And then you see this wolf. Its head tips back. Almost like a lid is opening off a jar.
It's a thing, isn't it? You've ripped this from the thing.
That's what I was saying. It's from the thing.
What?
And
Oh,
it's
the thing movie.
And its chest starts to open up,
Oh my god!
exposing a cavity that is full of teeth. And the teeth seize onto what remains of the head of this dead creature and just starts to gnaw. And you hear this like nom nom nom, and the tissue, like the furry tissue of what seems to be like the wolf coating on this aberration just ripples as it consumes the head of this fallen creature.
I mean, it's not attacking us. I mean, this doesn't look good, but at the
No,
same
but do we
time,
want this thing just like
And then
wandering around?
running around? Yeah, exactly.
And then it whirls around, and you see a tongue where the gaping maw is in its chest lance out, lick those chops as the wolf head just kind of dangles behind. And then the wolf head flicks back up where the wolf eyes start looking around you. And it crouches forward like it's getting ready to pounce.
Shout bad doggy and drop a moonbeam on it.
Okay, roll initiative. Starting off with the moonbeam.
Ah dear. Oh, I have rolled shit all night.
Whoa, those are some shitty initiatives. Like, you're all staring at this crazy, strange ass wolf, watching it eat a dead thing, and it, like, still gets the drop on attacking you. That's crazy. It lets out a little howl that is very wolf-like, and it's just disturbing how much it sounds like a true wolf as it howls. And it bounds toward Kai.
Alright, Kai's within 5 feet of me, so any attack is with disadvantage.
Okay, I'll mark disadvantage. and it tries to slam little Kai to the ground. I think it's identified him as looking the most like prey.
Rude.
But because of the disadvantage, it doesn't manage to knock you over. Like, it runs forward and it tries to slam you, Kai, but you're stronger, or somehow you have planted yourself in this moment in a more stable way than this creature ever expected. And even as it tries to slam into you, you stand firm. Like, maybe you've picked up something from watching Terel. But it has another opportunity. And its flesh begins to bend and twist, and a tentacle snaps out of the side of this not wolf, and it lashes at you, Kai, trying to make another attempt, but it's still at disadvantage, so it may not go well. 11, not good enough.
This is all I'm useful for.
Yeah, you're really helping.
Yeah.
You're super helping, because I'm rolling a good roll and a bad roll, and the good roll keeps getting dropped. So that is this thing's turn. It is trying to wail on Kai, and is like all up in like kind of almost like leaning on Kai, and there's this like open jaw kind of like just biting at your robes, Kai, but like you're holding it off. And it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna do reverberate on this strange wolf thing. Right, so I've never done this before, so bear with me.
I've completely forgotten what reverberate does.
Thunder damage, and if it's successful, they're knocked prone as well if they don't save.
Ooh.
So, right, let me just
You should know that we've all forgotten how to use Fantasy Grounds again.
yeah.
I mean, all it takes is 5 minutes, really. I mean, we play once a month. I don't remember half of what works.
I don't know how it works. Right, bear with me one moment.
Ooh.
That's a lot of dice.
Nice.
Wait, did you do an attack roll? Is there any kind of attack roll with that?
There isn't
Yeah.
attack roll. It just says use power, and then there's damage, and then there's effect prone.
Crazy. What?
Yeah.
Let me check the spell just in case.
Yeah, check.
You touch the ground at your feet with the metal ring, creating an impact that shakes the earth ahead of you. Creatures and unattended objects touching the ground in a 15-foot cone emanating from you take 46 thunder damage. Okay, yeah. But the thing is, it's in a cone. So where is this cone? Draw the cone. And I need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
But show me your 15-foot... Is it 15-foot cone? I've already forgotten. See, that's how long it takes to
15,
forget.
yeah, 15-foot cone.
Draw your cone just to make sure you can do a cone that gets this thing and doesn't... Well, I think you can do a cone that gets this thing and not Terel.
10-foot circle.
That's not a cone.
Draw cone. Wait a minute. No.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, it's like a nat 1, so they're going to be prone.
Oh, dear.
So they take that full 19 points of damage, and they fall prone.
Right, shall I just apply the effect? Because I don't know how to draw a
I've
cone.
already drawn prone to them, and a cone is using your alt and left and right mouse clicks.
I think I've just applied prone to myself. Like,
There you go.
So
how'd you do that?
by clicking alt and the left and right click at the same time, and then drawing that's how you draw a cone. And then I just moved it. Yeah, there you go. You get a cone. You get a cone. But the important thing here is you can totally draw a cone that doesn't hit Terel, and the creature failed its saving throw, and so it took that full 19 points of damage, which I forgot to enter. Oh no, you've got it on there. And it's prone now.
Cool.
But now that you've knocked it prone, you just see like this furry wolf back, and all of the nasty parts are being hidden because they're face down in the grass. And you hear like a "oh" as you've slammed this puppers.
The unfortunate thing, Bonnie, is I've applied prone to myself in error. In error.
Well, let me take that off.
Please, thank you.
You have so many things on yourself. You have double. You have like double elfie things. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. But I've removed all the extra effects on you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And is that for
Please,
your turn?
can it be somebody else's turn now?
Yes, I think it can be Terel's turn now. She is in a good position to wallop things.
Right, but I did say I was going to drop a moonbeam on it, so do I have to stick with that?
Oh, I forgot. Okay, there should already be a moonbeam active because you got to do that even before we entered in initiative order. I forgot that part.
Oh, okay.
Since you kicked it off, I was going to let you do that before combat. So, go ahead and do your moonbeam, and then we will do the extra damage for starting turn in moonbeam. Because they've had a turn in the moonbeam.
5. But where was it when it? But it was over there, wasn't it? When it started coming.
Oh, you're right. It was there. So it doesn't get the. It doesn't get it for starting turn in moonbeam, but it does get the original.
It says when the creature enters or starts its turn there, it should have taken damage.
So when you first cast it, it takes all the damage of that.
Yeah.
But then it moved out of the moonbeam when it took its turn, so it doesn't get the.
Yeah, so it's not going to get continuing damage, but it should have taken damage when I first dropped it.
It would have started its turn in the moonbeam, so it does get it still. If that makes sense. I don't know how you don't start your turn in the moonbeam if somebody's moving a moonbeam on top of you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so weird. Okay.
So it needs to do a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Well, I don't know what the DC is.
I am rolling terribly.
10 is not it.
Yeah, 10 is definitely higher than a 10.
Right, hang on.
So what does that mean?
Yeah. That's 2d10 damage. Oh, it didn't do it. 5 damage on it.
5 damage.
If it makes a difference, it is radiant damage.
That does not make a difference for this.
Okay, so that's what I should have done at the start.
And then what is the starting turn in the moonbeam damage?
It says when a creature enters a spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there, that it must make a Constitution saving throw and take 2d10 radiant damage.
Okay, let me do another Constitution saving throw for its turn. Holy cow! I rolled another nat 1. So do another 2d10.
Right, I actually clicked it on the wolf this time. There we go. 11 damage.
Alright, and it looks like it applied it.
Yeah, I did it properly that time.
It looks like it's double prone too. I think you maybe like proned and I proned, and that it's double prone.
Everyone proned. Oh yeah, it didn't have 2 prones before.
So, your moonbeam has done stuff.
Right.
Now for your actual
So
turn.
now it's my turn, yeah?
Yeah, your actual
was
turn
what-
activities.
Right. So that's what should have happened at the beginning. This is me doing what I'm doing now. So I'm just going to attack it with my sword, as usual.
Pull out your bow blade.
Yep.
The flurry of leaves and wood. And you slash with a 27 that definitely hits.
Nice.
And you're like at advantage because the creature's prone.
That's what I thought and hoped. Right, so I get 2 attacks, so I'm just going to go straight in again with the swishing back at it. Oh, I missed.
All right, so the second one missed.
And that is me done. I think I've got a bonus action. But no, because it's a throwy thing, so that'll be no good. Bonus actions, bonus action. No, that's me.
Okay. So Yelena's turn. Now, unfortunately, because the creature's prone, I think that makes ranged attacks at disadvantage.
Yeah, I know it's weird, but I can understand that if you're actually on the ground. But because she's flying, I wouldn't have thought that would apply.
I don't know. We'll see what it rolls, but I think normally, like when a creature's prone, melee attacks have advantage, and I think ranged is disadvantaged. I think that's the general thing. So if it gives you disadvantage when you make your attack rolls, that's the reason why.
All right. Gotcha. Let's see. Yeah. Well, doesn't matter though.
But it didn't matter because you rolled so
Nice.
freaking high. 23 totally hits.
Show off.
All right, so you do 9 damage.
Cool. Shoot again. Nope.
Okay.
Windows. All right.
But 2 2s. Consistency.
All right. Exactly.
But you did do 9 damage to the creature. And it's starting to look rough. Like there's slashes. There's slashes on this wolf. There's arrows sticking. There's an arrow sticking out of it. And you see that rather than there being like truly blood, there is this ichor, like this dark purple plum ichor that's throbbing out of this wolf form.
Did you have to say throbbing?
Yeah, it kind of did.
All right. That's it for me. I'm not really going to do anything. Bye.
That means it's Lord Jomont's turn. He moves forward and he pulls out his greatsword. And he slashes the creature. And hits with a 27 because of the advantageness.
Nice.
And does 17 damage. And I think that is his attack. So at the top of the round, you see some of the wounds on this creature's back, a very small amount, start to fuse closed as it regains 5 hit points.
Mhm.
And it stands up, so I'm taking off prone. And it's in the middle of it. It's in the thick of it. What's the distance on your... No, I'm just going to attack Lord Jomont. Now, is Lord Jomont within your doohickey?
5 foot, so no, I think he's 10 foot away into...
Okay, so the tentacles go for Lord Jomont. But I still roll like crap.
Yay!
So its first attack doesn't do anything. So one tentacle lashes at Lord Jomont's side, but the armor blocks it, and then another tentacle lashes from the other side of the creature. And I do a nat 20. This tentacle pierces in a meeting point, a joining point of Lord Jomont's armor, and stabs him in the side. And Lord Jomont takes 27 damage.
Wow. That's a lot.
And you hear him like kind of yell because the tentacle does not retract. It is lands Lord Jomont, and you start to hear this kind of sucking sound as it's like eating Lord Jomont from where it has wounded him.
This thing is really icky.
Kai, it's your turn.
Right, okay. I don't know what to do. I'm so close. If I move away, will there be some sort of negative impact?
There is an attack of opportunity, but you will
Okay.
have the advantages of being near Terel at the start of that attack of opportunity. So it'll be the attack of opportunity would be at disadvantage.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll move away. And do I need to roll anything now?
It'll try to tentacle you, but I'm rolling at disadvantage because of Terel's aura. And sure enough, it misses. So you got away scot-free.
Coolio. I shall do magic missile on it.
All right. At what level? That's 1. You get with the level 1, you get what, 3 magic missiles?
Yes. It's not taking the.
It took the first one. I think you have to roll individual missiles for.
Yeah, I'm doing.
It won't let you do more.
No, it's not doing it on the
Well, there's a
dude.
second one. You've rolled 2 nice ones.
Okay, let me try again.
It looks like it's applying the damage. And because you rolled so freaking well on your D4s,
Bloody hell!
that third magic missile plants in the back of this creature, not in the weird wobbly head, but in the back of this creature, and that seems to cut its activity short. And the tentacle that is buried in Lord Jomont and making him scream just goes limp and slithers out of his body. The creature slumps to the ground.
Ah, thank goodness for
Inanimate.
that. Hey.
So, kind of disgusting. Everyone make investigation checks.
Ah!
Terel and Kai, that is high enough that on this mass of pulpy flesh that seems like it was a wolf but is now something terrible, you find a tag. And it's it seems to have a writing on it in a language that I don't think any of you speak. But you can tell that it seems to be, you would, if you had to guess, you would think is some kind of identification tag.
Where was that on the wolf?
Like there was like around one arm of its fake
Yeah.
wolf body. There's a band. So you don't think it was it's not a collar like a pet. It is more like tagging for like an experiment.
So like someone's put it onto the wolf and that's made it into the aberration, or potentially that's what it looks like it's done.
You're not sure whether it's something it put on the wolf or whether it's just being tracked and identified.
Okay.
Like you're not sure if it has anything to do with the state of the wolf. Looking around the clearing, Yelena, you don't pick up any more rustling in the surrounding woods. It's quieted down again. And you feel like the threat has passed. But this was unsettling, I think. And you have to wonder,
Would it have been better just to stay underground?
would it have been better attacking the drow?
Did we make the right decision?
And just how much, like, out of everything that Moldy Marstein has said over the years about aliens, and people kind of brushed it off and just thought it was Moldy being weird. This is something that's definitely troubling. And you wonder, is this what Moldy was talking about all along? What are you going to find when you reach the observatory? Hopefully, your old friend.
I mean, could he have done the tagging?
I don't know. Well, I do know, but I'm not going to tell you.
I mean, this is me just throwing out ideas to Elena and Kai. It's like, is he tagging things that he's found that he thinks are aliens to track them, or has something done this to the wolf to turn it into this weird creature? That's all.
Questions. Circles within circles. But, you know, kind of like gather yourselves. Lord Jomont is kind of startled, to say the least. That was not fun for him. And he uses
I go over to him and put my hand on his shoulder and cast Lay on Hands.
Okay.
Which gives him 5.
Give him back 5, and he's going to use his second wind and not second wind. Second wind. I have the wrong description copy down, but I think it's a 10 plus something or 1d8 plus something. I'll figure that out. I will figure it out. I will give him back 5 hit points for now, though. And having seen this and not finding any other clues, you start making your way back to the path to the observatory. You just about reached that path.
Did we look at this rock formation here? Is there any information we got about what the heck is this?
I mean, I know there's glowing runes on it, but is that there, or is that just a nice animation that you've got?
There's runes on it. Well, it's part of the animation that's on there, but like you could do an Arcana check maybe to try to figure out. I think was it Kai who had vibes that like there definitely was something arcane here once, but you're not sure if it's old no juice arcane or if it is still juicy arcane.
Do we want to double check, or we?
I mean, if we can, it'd be great. I'm not sure if it's worth me doing an Arcana check, though. I mean, I've got a -1
well,
again.
I'll do it.
Ooh.
Kai, you pick out that the runes are too weathered, and while they glow, time has worn them away so that they are no longer crisp enough to invoke the magic that they once held. So this is just the remnant of something that you think might have been a teleportation circle once upon a time, but has worn away and is now no longer functional. These runes would have to be recarved for it to work as a teleportation circle again.
Okay. Shall we toddle off then?
Yeah, let's toggle.
Toddle off while I look up and remind myself how second wind works. Okay, it's a 1d10 plus fighter level, so 1d10 plus 4. I don't know what level Jomont is. He might be level 5 now, and I just don't remember, and he actually had 2 attacks, and I've forgotten. But I'll roll a d10 for him using second wind to heal back. Well, this version of him is level 4, but I think he's probably leveled up. But let's do 4 plus 5. I'll give him 9 more back. But I will level up Lord Jomont before next time, so he'll be level 5. And maybe less squishy.
Always good.
So you toddle off back to the path, and you've reached the path. But by the time you get there, it's starting to get later in the day. You have maybe 2 more hours max that you can travel. You know you're not going to reach the observatory before it's dark.
Okay, so if we keep walking, but keep an eye out for a potential defensible camp area.
All right. So as you hike, everybody, or one particular person can do a survival check if you want to elect a particular person who perhaps is good with survival stuff, or you can do a group check.
Oh, who's got a good
I'm supposed
survival?
to be good. Me.
Well,
theoretically.
can we assist and give her advantage on our roll?
Yeah, if you help, you can give her advantage. And somebody has guidance, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like you've got a better chance with an advantage roll to get a decent score than we have, because mine's -1 again on my survival, so...
Mine's plus
Kai's
3.
holding out.
Mine's plus 3. Survival.
Yelena?
But Yelena's will probably be plus
I-
7 or something.
I can do guidance on myself and then roll a d4.
So you're
True.
rolling with advantage, Yelena, and plus you do add extra d4 from your guidance.
Do I apply that to myself? I do that.
If not, I can give you guidance. I've got it.
Okay. That need to be around. Come on, where's everything? So I'm doing advantage.
There you go.
Thank you.
I didn't know I could cast it like that. I never know why I didn't think of that.
It's a survival check, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Coolio.
So with a 23, Yelena, you identify like a fissure in some of the rocks along the path that seems open to a small, dry cave of ample space for 4 people to camp and providing shelter from the elements. And leaves you less out in the open for anything that might be wandering these mountains.
It's like another one of those scary wolf things. Yeah.
So you settle down for the night. You get another long rest. And it is now the 29th of Marpenoth. Holy cow! You passed the whole
Well, crack it
day.
on.
Cracking on in this episode. It's almost another
Crazy.
month, yo. We're gonna make it happen. The sun rises. You guys get up. You do whatever you're gonna do for breakfast. I'm assuming it's not beans and oatmeal because Ragnar Redtooth isn't around.
We're gonna get Kai to
I
do
mean,
the
we
pie.
didn't even focus on what kind of pie Kai made yesterday, but like.
No, she said chicken, didn't you? Chicken
Well, that
and
was the
ham.
day before. That was the day before the chicken and mushroom one. There was a whole day of you guys
right.
traveling, and we kind of skipped the pie of the day. So, what pie was that? What kind of pie did you make the next day?
A cherry pie.
So, you used your power word pie to make a cherry pie for dessert the night before.
Yeah.
And now you're up and at it for the next day. You get back on the trail. It's another day of hiking. You feel like this is taking longer than Zami Marstein promised. Like, she seemed to shrug off, like, it's not a big deal. You should be there in a day. But it's already been at least a day and a half, and you felt like that detour to the Henge Canyon couldn't have taken that long. Like, you feel like you should be there by now, but you're not there by now. And there's no visuals so far of the observatory. But you hit a point in the path where there is an obvious sign of scorch marks and destruction. And Kai, you pick out signs of an arcane battle. And whatever the path was here before, it has been blown away. In fact, it seems like a big chunk of the mountain right here has been blown away. And you find yourselves on a ledge where the stone seems to have been blown away. And now there's a sheer drop between you and the next part of the ledge. Each of these squares is about 10 feet.
That's not loaded yet.
It's animated. I think it's like a little bit larger than is necessarily optimal.
Yeah.
But eventually the map will load one day. Let me know when you can see stuff.
So you say the path has been blown away?
Mm-hmm. Kai identifies it as some kind of arcane explosion. Has blown away a big section of rock and has fallen below. And now you have like this ledge with a gap in it. So it needs you to improvise something to cross it.
Will the super duper awesome ladder of many things reach across?
Yeah, how far is it?
There's a lot of junctures where the ladder can't stretch comfortably across the widest section here. But closer to the rock face, there is a narrow portion where the gap is only 30 feet, and there's enough room to stretch your ladder. Because I think your ladder is 50 feet.
Hmm.
Hang on, press the button. Why can't we just like cross that little land bridge thing there?
Well, that's not the problem. The problem is you need to get there.
Okay.
So
And that bit, that if we follow that little land bridge, we won't be able to go up and round. It's like a sheer face.
It's like a sheer face. You could climb. You could do like rock climbing. Of course, this is not a problem for Yelena. Yelena can just fly over there.
That's true.
So she's not bothered.
Say it's 10 feet per square.
Yeah, so it's like a 30. Where it's the narrowest, it's a 30 feet gap.
Right, so that's 60. What are you classing as the narrowest? This bit here. That bit, yeah. So if we go up there to the top, get Yelena to go across with the rope.
Well, we'll do the ladder thing. We'll
Yeah.
put the ladder across so
If
we
the
can walk
ladder is
across
more
on
than
the
30
ladder.
feet, it should work.
You said it's 50 feet?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah,
All right.
that's what the
And
description
it's a
says.
super duper sturdy ladder, and it'll hold us.
Yes, it is high quality, the finest quality ladder that you can build out of trash you found in a sewer.
I feel like that's Kai telling Lord Jomont this as we head up there.
He is. He's assuring Lord Jomont.
Yeah.
Lord Jomont is deciding to trust him. But he has not seen this ladder before, and it seems a little bit sus.
Well, we've used it for all sorts. It's fine.
It's
Let's
not your
do it.
first chasm.
Yelena flies across.
Yelena, Yelena like pulls the ladder out of her bag, out of the bag of holding she's carrying, but like activates the winged boots. Because you don't have to use it, and why would you?
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
any like not putting strain on it. Any
Yeah.
additional
Yep.
strain
Yeah,
will probably be
exactly.
good.
Too right.
You're
Too right.
helping. You're helping. So, Yelena, you can be anywhere on this map. You're like flying around. It's no worries for you.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm thinking that it'd be best if I stand on the other end because I'm heavy with my armor and stuff. Let the other two go over first. And if I have a rope
And
tied
you also
over...
have. Can we do Misty Step?
Oh, I can Misty Step, yeah.
How far does Misty Step take you?
Surely like more than 30
sure,
feet.
it's 30 feet.
Is it 30 feet?
Yep.
So you can Misty Step, and the only person who has to use the ladder is Kai.
Yeah, naturally.
Jomont.
So,
And Lord
Terel
Jomont.
Terel stays at one end. Yelena flies over and stands on the other end.
So we
And then-
secure the ladder. You guys get
Yeah.
across one at a time, and then...
Yeah,
Yeah, that works.
So
Boom.
Oh man, I thought I had a ladder in the graphic assets, but I don't. And I should have made one by now to represent Kai's ladder, but I failed. I failed the city, and so let me just draw. So
Nice.
sturdy, very demure.
I feel like the ladder is actually more sturdy than the drawing, but we'll go with that.
Yeah, the drawing is a bit. You're not wrong. So Terel, you're keeping it extra sturdy. You're just like
Yes.
adding on unneeded sturdiness.
Yeah.
Can't say that in a straight voice.
Right, and Kai's going to
And
head
Kai-
across first.
Kai heads across first.
Yep. Do I need to do some sort of
And-
roll?
What roll? You know,
Acrobatics.
acrobatics. Yeah,
Is the
but it's a
better-
very
better.
low. It's low, because you're not super heavy.
Shit.
I was going to say I could cast guidance as well.
So with a 9 though,
Too late now.
You get a little wobbly. You're halfway across your ladder, and there's a big gust of wind. And you know, Kai is not super substantial figure, and he's got all that fabric from his robes. So
Yeah.
this gust of wind kind of blows you a bit off kilter. And the ladder is sturdy. I mean, there's no denying that. The ladder is very sturdy, but Kai, you are not. So you tip a little bit, but not so much that you fall off the ladder, but you do kind of go splat, and you are now prone on this ladder on your knees and like holding on very tightly.
Okay.
So let's apply the prone effect to you. Getting good prone action this session. Just as Kai is knocked prone, there is a shrieking, squawking sound in the sky. And Yelena, you look around and you spot something that looks familiar, like a familiar kind of form. It's like the form of a wyvern.
Ah.
And initially, you're like, oh yeah, this is great. Hey, it could be Euphoria, and that's really helpful. She could just fly us all around. But as the wyvern form gets closer, you don't know how you can exactly tell, because it's not like you have a wide range of wyverns of your acquaintance. But as this winged figure gets closer, you realize this is not Euphoria. There is an intent and a determination to the flying of this creature. It is looking at the form of Kai on that ladder as prey. And it's getting ready to dive.
Yeah.
And that's where we're in this session.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
Oh dear.
Literally
Cliffhanger on an actual cliff and a ladder.
Perfect.
Aren't you glad you picked the mountains? So, yeah, aren't you glad you picked the mountains? I wasn't quite sure what you guys would choose to do. Whether you'd go after Moldy and that stuff, or whether you would go after the outpost and fighting the drow. So I kind of had 2 plates spinning of like Underdark stuff and mountain stuff. I wasn't quite sure how like scared Kai would get about going there though. So I think it's interesting that you kind of like lost your nerve of dealing with these drow.
I mean, his mum's kind of scary, so I can kind of understand it.
Yeah, it's best just not to get involved at all, isn't it, really?
I mean, the best way to not have to answer difficult questions is to not get asked them.
Mm-hmm.
So, the next time we play will be in January. Does January 17th feel good for everyone at this point?
Yes, that should be good
Yep.
for me.
Nothing on that at the moment.
Cool. Well, I will put that down. The first D&D of
Okay.
2026.
Yes. Yes. Here's hoping next year's better than this year.
Phew. Okay.
Here's hoping for the best. I hope everyone has a happy holiday, or at least a restful holiday, filled with appropriate amount of treats and nog.
Yes. Food.
Yes.
Yep.
Food good.
I hope you do too.
And on our end,
Yes.
hopefully warmer weather.
Warmer weather. I don't know.
Give us a proper 60-degree Christmas, please. North Carolina.
Oh, dear.
We can be tough about
Maybe
many
over
things, but
in the UK there'll be this warm wave that comes around.
well, it can't be too warm in the
Never
UK because they don't have AC in a lot of places.
Right.
So a moderate.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Merry Christmas then.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Do you guys have any concerns, any things that you're like hoping for in the new year for the D&D game?
It'd be nice if Kai didn't get eaten by a wyvern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's hoping. The dice will tell.
Yeah. Maybe a new year. New year, new dice.
New year, new dice.
Yeah, hopefully not new character.
Hopefully not new character.
Listen, I've got my backup just in case, so we're sorted.
Alrighty. Okay.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.